Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to another episode of You Draw, I Build, or YDIB for short. Now, if you're new to the channel, since Survival came out, you may not be familiar with this series. This is something I've done a handful of episodes before, and this is where I ask my fans who are in the Discord to draw pictures of things that they'd like to see me attempt to build or replicate, however I might interpret these pictures. In Scrap Mechanic, or it doesn't have to be in Scrap Mechanic, but it has been so far for the most part, but maybe we'll do a Trailmaker's version of it. Let me know down in the comments if that's something that you'd like to see as well. So I've hand selected a handful of drawings that were hand drawn, and we're gonna see just what we're gonna experience today, because YDIB is always an experience, because you guys have quite the imagination sometimes, and the drawing ability to match it too. All right, so let's bring up our first picture. Okay, so this is by Darth Villager, and there's no explanation to it. There's no title, there's no words or maybe I might be getting ahead of myself by saying there's no words, because perhaps this is a word. But it looks like it could be a face, or a weird, awkward pair of glasses, or perhaps just like an uwu, but more of like an owo. I don't know what to call this thing, but I'm gonna call it an owo because it sounds the weirdest, and you didn't title the drawing, so I get to title it now. So this seems to be a rocket-powered owo, but a circularly rocket-powered owo. So let's try our best to build this thing. Okay, I think I've got the part. This is actually a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be to try to build, because circles and curves are not Scrap Mechanic's strong suit, and we got circles and curves on this thing. So we do have new parts to work with compared to what we have worked with the last time we did a YDIB. We haven't done one of these since before Survival. We've just been focusing on Survival since then because everyone wanted Survival, but we've done a lot of Survival, and now I think it's time for some non-Survival stuff. So here's where things get difficult. We need to go from the circle to another weird kind of thing. So, you know, I'm just gonna, I have to interpret it my own way, okay? It's not gonna be an absolute perfect replica, but I think this is gonna be pretty darn close. All right, this actually, I think I'm gonna like how this looks. This is gonna be a little bit weird, but I think it's actually gonna look really cool. The other issue is gonna be the thrusters, though. I don't know exactly how the thrusters are gonna attach yet, but we're getting pretty close to the owo part, minus the thrust. Look at that. It actually kind of looks cute. Oh wait, I actually didn't want to do that. Hold on, I totally forgot. I got these pipe pieces for a reason. I want these ones too. I don't know why I was putting those in there. Yeah, let's just replace all these. Oh, well, this is awkward. Don't worry, this is gonna work. I know what I'm doing here. I'm an expert. I've played this game once or twice before. There we go. Look at that. Now it is much more rounder. Okay, so now we got the thruster part. So I think we need to have a point for the thruster to attach to. So I'm thinking, there we go, little thing like that. So I'm gonna have this thruster be right here. I'll have this thrust. Oh, this has to go up actually, because they have to be reversed. Oh wait, no, other way. I'm trying to make it the way that the picture is oriented as well. There we go. I'm gonna put these thrusters up to max, because if you're gonna be testing something, you really should just test it on max. Okay, so let's definitely save this as YDIB. Oh, whoa. Like, it's perfect. This is perfect. All right, let's drop it on the ground. That's how it sits on the ground. So I'm just gonna go ahead and press the button. And that's how it operates on the ground. Oh, whoa. I just said the word. I wasn't even meaning to say it. I was just saying, oh, whoa. But it's oh, whoa. Let's jump on it. Listen to those sounds. I'm not used to these. Hey, come back. I'm trying to jump on you. Oh! Whoa. All right, well, that one's gone. He's gonna be flying around the world. Now, I do want to see what happens if I have it on when it is actually vertical like this instead of horizontal. So, ready? Here we go. What? It's a creation, like, it's a creation that actually makes you say what it says. The creation is oh whoa, and it makes you say oh whoa. All right, well that was actually a lot more fun than I thought it was. Let's hit one more, just for good measure. One more is gonna go out here. There we go. Goodbye. Oh whoa. I did that one on purpose, obviously, but you get the gist. All right, I don't know if we'll see those come back at any time. Oh, there. Speak of the oh whoa. There it goes. Well, they're all kind of gravitating towards that direction over there. Must be quite the party going on. All right, let's move on to the next drawing. All right, this next one's gonna be a little bit more difficult, a little bit more time consuming, but I'll try my best here to get through this one. This is by, I just saw a shadow fly across the screen. This is by S, and this is called Cube. So, we might have to time-lapse this one, but I'm gonna try my best to try to replicate this as exactly as possible, but we're gonna go ahead and... What do you think? All right, mission accomplished. Next drawing. Okay, this one is by Power 2, and this is called Fast Spin, I guess. All bearings going in the same direction, and it looks like there's this really awkward thing with, oh, there goes, okay, there, another OO is flying by. It looks like a really, really strange seat contraption with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bearings, all attached to an engine. So let's see here. We're gonna use a level 5 engine. We'll go with a gas engine. We're gonna need some bearings. I think I'm gonna go with, I guess we should also have a seat, and we have our button there as well. So let's try to build this as close as we can to the picture here. I'm just gonna build it off the ground. Hopefully this doesn't break the world. So we're gonna go ahead and attach that there. And, oh, he actually has an engine up here. So we need a place to attach the engine. So we'll bring this over, and we will put this on like that. And you know what? Let's also bring one of these out here just for speed's sake. All right, I'm just gonna go with 2. Let's just do 2 of these lengths. Engine goes right here. All right, and then we go up. I will do one of these, attach a bearing, do another one, and then we go out again, and that should make it so that it rotates over. All right, so now we do 1, 2. Oh boy, this is gonna be hard to actually build up on top of it. We're gonna have to use my lift. All right, bearing, thingamajig, the curve, and then we continue out. This is such a ridiculous creation. All right, so now I think we've reached the point where we actually have to switch directions. So I shouldn't have put my lift over here, because we're gonna go there, 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 and then we gotta go 1, 2, just like that, and then we go up 4 more steps. All right, we are here, ladies and gentlemen. We have finally made it. I'm just gonna go ahead and slap the seat on. Oh man, the seat isn't even centered. You know what, let's use the saddle seat. The drawing that he made doesn't look like it has a saddle seat, but I'm just going to suggest a slight improvement here for symmetry's sake. Actually, that doesn't look too much different. All right, we also need to, oh, that should have been hooked up already. We also need to hook these up. Now, he said all of them in the same direction. So that's rotating that way, that they're all rotating in the same direction. Now let's go ahead and attach our button right to the engine here. Attach that to the seat. Let's put the engine on max power. This is gonna break my game, isn't it? Is it? Well, before we break it, let's take a look at the accuracy here. Look at that. Look at that. That is a spitting image of that drawing. All right, let's hop on the seat and press the button and see what happens. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh. This is actually a lot more stable than I thought it was going to be. All right, I want to see this at a more perceivable pace. Here, let's put this down to like there. Let's see what this looks like. That's weird. This is really strange. Because if you notice, the bearings that are like close to the bottom, like the second and third bearing, they aren't really like spinning nearly as much. Like they're kind of just wobbling rather than actually fully rotating, which isn't really right. It might be interesting to replace this with an electric engine, but let's go even slower. Let's just go like down to here, see if we can perceive what's happening even more. This is weird, because all of the bearings should be rotating complete 360s, but only some of them are actually rotating all the way around. The other ones are kind of, they're being like canceled out. It's so weird. All right, let's definitely do an electric engine then. Okay, here we go. Electric engine is on, not super slow, but like right here. Electric engines are a lot slower at the lower speeds anyway. Here we go. Oh, okay, that translates a lot. Okay, whoops. I thought it was gonna be slower. All right, let's just go first notch above 1. Okay, oh, okay. Okay, all right, this is interesting. I feel like it would be different if it started over again. Hold on. All right, we're trying it again from the slow. So now it should, ooh, there we go. Look at that. Ooh. And it should come all the way back out to the way it started, kind of. This is interesting. Look at that. Oh, that's interesting too, isn't it? Okay. This is really, I like this. This is fun. All right, now let's just max it out. Let's see what happens, max speed. All right, and go. Okay, yeah, now it's just a mess. I'm still surprised it doesn't glitch out. Like, it still stays intact. Here, let's just watch it from a distance now. Whoa. Yeah, see, these ones, the force of it rotating around the base bearing here, it's making all of these not actually rotate. They're just staying in the same position the whole time. So it's a little bit broken, but it's not completely broken. Let's leave that like that and get on to the next drawing. All right, Garbuckle 3000 here thinks he's being smart by giving me one of these impossible objects to build. But this is only really impossible if you imagine that it's a 3D object and you have this 2D drawing onto a 3D space. But you don't necessarily have to imagine it like that. I could just not do it that way and just build what I see. So that's what you draw, I build is you draw it and I build it how I see it. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm just gonna build it how I see it. I'm gonna do my best here. We're gonna need this and I think this, and I think that might be enough. So at the top of the wall, we've got this. I think it needs to be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So then this goes out and then it turns into a cylinder. Okay, perfect. Hold on a second here. And this goes out turning into a cylinder. And then this is pretty much a cylinder. Just like that. So I think that we have our object here. The only thing, I wish I had like a flat connector. Here, one of these mod things might actually work. Oh yeah, this might actually work well. I'm using a modded piece. Yes, that's perfect. All right, and then I'll just weld that right there. Oh my goodness, that actually works. Okay, we have it. We have it. This is our piece. So here, let me weld this upright. And there you have it. There's your impossible piece right there. I mean, I think for all intents and purposes, I think it's a decent replica. All right, moving on to the next submission. All right, this one by Cheese. This one's actually gonna be a little bit more in-depth of a building process here. We have a thruster-wheeled car. Now, I don't actually remember if I've done this particular type of idea, the whole thruster wheel idea. I'm pretty sure I've done it at some point in some context, but I don't even know if it was like an official video or a dedicated video or anything. If you guys can find an example of a thruster wheel on my channel, let me know down in the comments below, but I don't remember, so I'm gonna build this version of this one submitted by Cheese. All right, so we're gonna need our thrusters back in our inventory again, and I'm also going to definitely want some wedge blocks, We're going to need a driver's seat. And I'm really happy with all the new blocks that we can use now. I'm going to use tier 3 metal to build this thing. It's going to be a futuristic looking thing. And yeah, I think this is good enough for now. So let's start with the car. I think it seems like a good place to start. And that is not the lift. There we go. There's the lift. Let's start with the car. We'll do our base first. It has a nice flat bottom, which is good. I think it's really interesting that the entirety of the car is actually above the thruster wheels. The thruster wheels aren't like next to the car, they're entirely below the car, and it looks like they're just attached by some thin pipes. So I'm gonna keep that in mind when I'm building this. But let's actually shape the front of this thing first. So I think we need a little bit of wedge blocks going up. Just a slight wedge. Let's do 2 of them. There we go. And they meet at a point, and then we pretty much have another wedge going back. I'll do another 2 of them. All right, and there's the front bumper pretty much. It's not exactly the way. His looks a little bit better, but hey, ScrapMan is gonna give us what it's gonna give us. Looks like the front hood isn't really that long. We're gonna go nice shallow hood, maybe about that much. All right, and now we're gonna have our windshield. So I'm just gonna have an open windshield. We're gonna go up about that much, I guess. And oh, this goes way, way back. And then it has a more gradual decrease in the back, but we only got the 1 wedge block that we're working with, so we're just gonna work with it. I can probably emulate the more gentle slope by alternating between flat and then wedge, and then flat and then wedge, just like that. I think that's good enough. All right, so now I just gotta fill in some of the more of the back up to the top until we get to the window section. All right, and then we just fill in the sides. I've already kind of put in where the windows are, somewhat according to the picture. I don't think my proportions are identical to the picture, but good enough to get the general idea, I think. All right, so here's the side profile. I think we're doing a pretty good job so far. And coincidentally, the line here actually kind of lines up with the line that he drew on in the middle of the vehicle. That's kind of nice. That wasn't intentional. That just happened to be a lucky mistake. Oh, I need to put a spoiler on this thing. Looks like the spoiler comes out from around over here. Okay, there we go. It's a very, very, very thin spoiler. So we're just gonna go like this. And I'm gonna give it kind of like this shape. It's hard to tell what the shape is, but I think that looks good enough. That was kind of cool, actually. Okay, so now we got the interesting part of the wheels. The main attraction here is the wheels. So we need some weird pipe pieces coming down, supporting these wheels. So unfortunately, we don't have, where are our pipe pieces? Parts. We don't have angle pipes, we just have these, so my version is gonna be squiggly pipes. I didn't even see if I could put a seat in here. Can I put a seat in here? Can I fit that? Yeah, I can totally fit this. I just realized I should probably have a front brace on the windshield, but let me put the seat in here first, and then we can brace the windshield like that. There we go, that looks better, more natural from the front. All right, so for squiggly pipes, or for the thruster wheels, yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of this. I'm not gonna have suspension on this thing. Doesn't look like he drew suspension, so we're just gonna go with this, whatever this even means. Bearing goes here, and we're gonna need one of these guys. Oh boy, this is just gonna be ridiculous, guys. All right, so I've had to rework some of the design of the wheel here because he has it so that the pipes are attached to the side of the center of the thrusters, but unfortunately thrusters only have an attachment point right here. So that is not something that we are able to do. So in order to have the center of the thrusters lined up with the center of this, I have to do this weird S-bend type shape. And I'm realizing it might just be easier to save and duplicate this 4 times. All right, so now we just gotta weld this thing. Oh no. There's a collision. That's fine. That's fine. All I gotta do is add a single more block like that. And then we go out. All right, let's see if this works now. All right, that seems to be actually lining up a lot better. All right, there we go. I think that's good enough. So now, to make this easier on myself, I'm gonna go ahead and just delete this block. And now we save this entire thing as a single object. It's gonna be really, really weird, but I'm gonna put steering. Whoops, that's not lined up. I'm gonna put steering right there where I weld these things. Okay, we're getting there. This is a lot of thrusters. Max power, I think this is gonna be crazy. I don't even know if steering is gonna work. I really don't think steering is gonna work very well on this, but if we can get anywhere, I will be thoroughly impressed. There is craziness happening right here. I almost forgot about the flying OWOs that we have going around the map right now. Here it is, the absolute masterpiece right here. All right, so this is not gonna have reverse, but it looks like the steering's actually not too bad. Look at that. All right, here we go. I'm feathering the throttle right now. I'm not holding it out. And so far, it is actually kind of working. I'm actually pretty impressed with this thing. All right, now you ready to open up the throttle? This is gonna be kind of ridiculous. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, wow. That is insane. Look at how much power these things have. All right, I'm not pressing the thrust. Well, you can tell I'm not pressing the thrust because the thrusters flames go away. Here, let's bring them all down to half power. All right, here we go. We got half power now. Hey, that's... Oh, no, it's still kind of terrible. Oh, look at those wheelies. Oh, there's a big bounce. All right, yeah, once we flip over, we're kind of done. I should have made this thing a little bit wider. All right, so that's still excessive. Let's just go down to 2, notch 2. All right. Okay. All right, this is feeling normal. Perfectly normal. Man, just looking at the flames coming off of these, like next to the seat, it feels like this would be really, really scary to drive. Is there really any question about that? I feel like that's just a pretty much objective opinion right there. That this would just be scary to drive. All these flames whizzing by your face, or not by your face, but very, very close to your face. But I think this is our most stable speed right now. When our thrusters aren't touching the ground, they still spin pretty fast. But when they're actually bearing the weight of the vehicle, it's a manageable. It is definitely more manageable, and I appreciate that. All right, so there you have it. You got your drawing, and you got the reality in Scrap Mechanic. I mean, I say reality, but we're in a video game still. This is not real life, just so we're all on the same page here. I brought the drawings to a 3-dimensional reality, I suppose, but not a real-life reality. I'm not really sure anyone would actually want a Scrap Mechanic to be reality in the first place, because physics would be far too unpredictable and full of frustration and occasional spontaneous death. Imagine the universe telling you you're playing the game wrong after you mysteriously fall through the earth to its core. So which one of these YDIB creations was your favorite in this episode? And be sure to join the Discord if you want a chance to have your drawing featured in a future YDIB episode. I don't know when the next episode's going to be. It just kind of depends on what else is going on the channel and my personal schedule and all that stuff. Because these episodes take a little bit more planning ahead of time because they got to make sure that I give you guys a decent chunk of time to submit. So if you have not seen any of the previous YDIB episodes, then go ahead and check out this playlist on the end screen right here. There's a whole bunch of crazy stuff that you guys have drawn that I've somehow managed to create a version of in Scrap Mechanic. Also, don't forget to check out the merch with the link in the description below. Hope this video has earned your subscription. Anyway, this has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye.